Hi guys, my name is Sonali and you're watching Sonali The Endless River. This is Sonali Speaks Ep.9. If you're watching me for the very first time, thank you so much for tuning in. This channel speaks about personal development, self-help and motivation. Everything that I've learned so far in my journey of transforming from the quietest kid in class to now one of the most enthusiastic people in the room. On Sonali Speaks, I basically take in questions which have been sent by you guys and answer them. Okay, without further ado, let's get right into the questions. Question number 1. How to deal with people who compare you with others? If you grew up in an Indian family, I think that's pretty much your entire life. No matter how hard you try and how much you try, you cannot change certain things. You cannot change the way certain people think, okay? So, changing a certain community of people goes out of the question. I think what has worked for me is when people compare you with someone else, I think your confidence is something which stands out. So if you think that you are good enough, I don't care who compares you with what, right? So if you look at any successful person in any field of work, we all compare them with someone or the other, right? So when it comes to sports, politics, entertainment, business, I have a preference, someone else has a preferred person, and if we sit down on a topic related to sports, I may like a certain sportsman and the other person may like someone else, and we compare. So how do I defend my favorite sports person in comparison to the other person? I bring out the good points that my sports personality has. Similarly, that should be the approach you can have for yourself. So when people are comparing you with somebody else, you should know what are the good qualities which you have that other person does not have. So you have to be very confident, and if there is certain qualities which you do not have, then be very open about it, that alright, fine, I don't have those qualities. If you want to have those qualities, just be open about that also, that yeah, I would love to have those skills and I would love to work for them. And if those are certain skills which you don't want in yourself, you can just say that yeah, I mean, it's good that he has it and it's good that it's working for him, but I'd rather be myself than be him, right? And if that's an argument or a conversation or whatever, a discussion, don't demean anybody else because somebody else is demeaning you. Just stand on your own ground that you have built for yourself. Be confident, be happy about what you are, and if that is bothering you, then you have to introspect. You have to see that maybe that comparison is bothering you because he has something or he or she has something which you do not have but you wish to have. So it's coming from envy or jealousy or some kind of a negative space. So I think you need to correct yourself first. Question number 2. Oh my god, alright. How to deal with rude people at work? Did I have a rude person at work? Yeah, now I remember that boss of mine. So there was a boss of mine who was really rude, and pleasing her was really difficult. And apart from that, I don't think I had anybody who was rude by nature. They just had good or bad days, or like I was having a bad day, so I fell prey to the rude side of that person. But yeah, I think that if first and foremost, when you deal with a rude person at work, it has to be one of these two incidents. Either that person is a colleague, or that you work with whom you work with simultaneously, or it is a senior, a boss or a managerial person to whom you report to. So if it is a colleague who is unnecessarily rude to you, it has to be an unnecessary rudeness, okay? If you have pissed that person off, then I'm sorry, you asked for it. But if they are unnecessarily rude to you, you can just tell them, sit them down and tell them that, hey, do you have have I offended you, or have I done something wrong, because you seem to be really really upset with me. So just be sweet and polite to them, and just ask them. They may have a certain issue going on. It may come from miscommunication or misjudgment. So sit them down and talk with them that, what am I doing which is wrong, and why are you being so upsetting towards me. Don't use the word rude or something in that manner, but just be sweet and polite and ask that person. But if that person is a senior, that's a tricky zone. I guess that see, there are certain people who are rude by nature, and I've seen most of the people who are in managerial or a leadership position think that there's some kind of I don't know, think there's some kind of a big shot. So then they have this attitude sort of a thing. So I think I feel bad for these people, to be very honest, that they don't know how to speak to a junior. Okay, they don't have the etiquettes to treat a person, no matter in which position they have. And I always judge a person by the way they treat a junior. If you ask, if you ever come across me in any office or in any commercial space, you will always see me saying thank you with a smile to the person who serves me coffee, to the peon. You will see me speaking to the receptionist. So I'm the kind of person who speaks to everybody and anybody regardless of their position. So if a person is being rude to you because they're taking advantage of their position, then it's just their bad, okay? So don't indulge your mind or heart into that. Just do your work and don't attach any emotions or sentiments with it. They're bad. Okay, so the last question of today is dealing with people who piss you off. Oh my god, how to deal with people who piss you off. Oh my god. Very similar to the earlier question, but then well, once in a while you have to deal with people in your workspace, or maybe sometimes at your home, who piss you off, or who have certain nature characteristics or certain habits that may piss you off. So I think I can give you one or two techniques or like solutions as to what I do. When I get very pissed off with a person, I try and not communicate with that person. I mean, not because I want to show them my anger, because rather I do not want to show them my anger. So if I am very pissed off with a person, that I take a step back and I just calm myself down first, because I don't want to blow that person off. So if we get into an argument and if I can't help it, then obviously, shots are fired from both ends. But when I can, when only I know that that person is pissing me off, then I try to stay away from that person for a point of, like, for a time frame. And and apart from that, I think acceptance, right? They have I think each of us have certain qualities which someone doesn't like about us, someone hates about us. So if you think you're Mr. Perfectionist or Miss Perfectionist, please go and ask your mom. I'm sure she's gonna give you a list. So yeah, I think just accepting that we all are different. 5 fingers don't look the same and don't do the same activities. So accepting that you may have certain qualities which are good and which are bad, and that is the case for everybody else. So just accepting and not being pissed off. And if you have to deal with that person, you have to deal with that person. So I rather say that politeness and kindness will always win over rudeness and anger. Alright, that's it for today, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, like I said, please put it in the comments below. Send me your questions, DM me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on the comment section of YouTube. If you like and enjoy this episode, please hit like, share and subscribe on YouTube, and like my page on Facebook. And like always, until next time.